people often ask, well, what should the commission be? It should be whatever your marketing budget is. So if your marketing budget is 5% of revenue, then you should pay people 5% for leads. It's that simple.
I completely
5%
agree.
of the average ticket.
Yep. Whatever you built into that, that's what that needs to be for sure.
Welcome to Jobbers Masters of Home Service, a podcast for home service pros by home service pros. We are in sunny Las Vegas. And today we're talking about marketing strategies that actually work that don't cost you anything. I'm Adam Sylvester. Today's guest is Richard Grove. Richard, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Adam. It's good to be here. Excited to cover this topic. This is a fun one.
Me too. Okay, real quick, tell our listeners who you are, what you do, what your background is.
Yeah, I'm Richard, and most known, I guess, for my work at Wall Control. We're a wall-mounted storage system in the hardware space. And through my years of growing that brand and our house brands, I picked up a lot of tips and tricks that other small business owners and people trying to grow and scale their own businesses found helpful. So I was able to spin up a little consultancy where I just help other business owners break through roadblocks that slowed me down. And so I've really enjoyed getting to do that. And what's cool is I get to see other businesses and other ecosystems and other widgets being sold and that sort of thing, and be able to help people through that. So that's kind of my background in a nutshell.
Cool. Well, let's get started here. So marketing strategies that work, that don't cost our listeners anything. So give us number one. What's number one?
I'd start with saying the whole episode, I think you could cloak and just think creatively. Like that's really where it's at, like the creative opportunities that you might see. So whatever we say, think about your own business and you'll probably see these opportunities yourself. So I'm going to just start at the beginning, kind of where I started with the brands I've tried to grow. And the most helpful free tool that I've run across is Google Analytics. And Google puts it out there in hopes that you'll use their AdWords platform. But what you can do there is you can type in keywords and see what the search volume is for them, geographically where they're at, and you can really get a good pulse on what people are searching for. And so the most helpful way to do it, in my opinion, is a lot of people, they know what they do. So like, let's say you do lawn care. Lawn care is a word that's popular. It's very competitive as well, and it's not geographical. So what you can do is you can type in your specific location, lawn care, San Antonio, and then get into your, I'm just using that as an example, get into your specific niches, and you can see what the search volume is there. And it's little subtleties like maybe you call it lawn care service, but lawn care maintenance gets searched 60 more times a month.
Yes.
Well, then you can change your page title to that word, and now you're going to capture more of that traffic. And the longer tail the search term is, so when I say keyword, a keyword just means the search term. So whatever you type in, it could be 4 sentences long, and that's called a search term or a keyword. So the longer tail the keyword, the least competitive it is typically, and the higher intent the customer is who's typing it in. So go in there, play around with it, go to their keyword tool, and just figure out kind of what people are searching either in your area, if you're a D2C brand, maybe nationally, what it's looking like. And it's going to be different for every business owner. But what that tells you is obviously the search volume, and then also you can find where there's gaps, where there might be white space in the sense that it's a keyword or a long tail search term that's searched a lot, but isn't all that competitive. And that's really easy stuff to like fold into your website, even into your marketing material. Basically what you want to try to do is put your business in the eyes of people who are already searching for it with high intent. And that's what we use Google Analytics for with the brands I work with.
Yeah, and this has impact on other things other than just websites. So like you could,
exactly.
If you find out if you're a lawn care company, but people search landscaping more and they're kind of interchangeable, and you might, in the beginning stage, you might even make your name based off what you find in these platforms. You might decide, maybe I'll call it so-and-so landscaping rather than put it on your business card, yard signs, all these different applications for this kind of strategy. I love this strategy. And so you're saying you could change your website, all this stuff.
That's what, and even, so I have my consulting website, Consultant Small Business, that small business consultant is a popular search term. That is a domain that would probably cost $50,000.
Right.
But you move a word around, it's all the same keywords, and it's asthat.com. So literally, I picked my domain name because of this tactic. So I would recommend doing that too. High search volume built into the name. That's just, you're just doubling down on SEO juice. So
yeah. Yeah, it makes me think Don Miller's a big marketing guy, and he says, "Don't be cute, be clear."
Yes, exactly.
And Google Analytics can help you be clear,
yes,
and not just try to be flowery and creative.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't sell as well. It's not as effective.
And it takes the guesswork out. Literally, here's what is being searched for. You can think one thing's better than the other, but now you have like straight up, objective data that this is the right thing to do. So it really helps make decisions and break ties and things like that. So it's been a super good tactic for me and the brands I've worked with, and it's really easy to do. It's a real quick spot check on ideas as you're kind of coming through, thinking through marketing ideas. So that would definitely be a go-to if you're not doing that already.
An extreme version of this is a buddy of mine texted me a while back and said, "I just walked by a restaurant called Pizza Near Me."
Yes, that's literally
That's
exactly. That is the point. Yeah, just whatever you do, put "near me" at the end in the page title, and you will increase your web traffic on that page.
That's wild.
And like people, about us. Don't call your about us page about us. Call it about whatever you do. Like make that part of your marketing. And it's like you said, it doesn't even matter if you don't have a website. What Google is showing you is what people are searching for. They're looking for that in your area. So these are humans walking around with physical lawns and physical roofs and physical whatever they need help with, trying to find solutions. So find that data. It doesn't cost anything, and it's super helpful.
Yeah, hook up your website, set it and forget it, and then you'll have data forever.
Absolutely.
If you don't set it up, you won't have the data. So
yes, exactly.
Okay, so number 2, what's the next free marketing tactic?
There's a lot. We could go a lot of different ways, but one thing that's hot these days is, quote, influencer marketing. And I would maybe put a little bit different spin on that. We work with everybody, the people with the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands, Instagram followers, the big YouTube channels, and those are all helpful influencers for sure. But also, an influencer is just someone who influences a buying decision. So like your grandma's knitting club, if Betty says she got this guy to do her gutters, then you might get like 10 conversions out of that one. We're going to call her an influencer because she influenced the buying decision. So don't rule out these smaller communities for people that can help your business. And so going back to, the services or the tactics that don't cost anything, what you would want to do in this situation is just offer a discount on your service, or even if it's a huge name with a lot of reach, give them a free, offer a free service for, what they're providing. So product for exposure, service for exposure, these are great ways. They don't cost you anything. They, cost you a little time, materials maybe, but they pay for themselves in spades. And then you're getting your word out there with, a lot of different communities and a lot of different spaces.
Do you think it's worth that our listeners do pay to get on some local celebrity things? Do you think it's worth it?
Yeah, I think you got to know your audience, but I for sure don't think it's not worth it. Like if it's a high intent audience, if it's right in your wheelhouse, then experiment with it. And the other thing too is there's a lot of things in your business you don't want to experiment with, but your marketing you do. You do want to play around with it, and it's okay to take a loss every now and then because you tried something new. No big deal. In fact, if you're not doing that, you're not going to be kind of in the front of folks. There's the whole first mover advantage argument as well. So like just get out there and give it a shot. So maybe it costs a little bit and you don't see the return today, but it still might come. That's the other thing too with marketing. It's hard a lot of times with some of this stuff, it's hard to pinpoint if it actually did pay off. It's true. The old adage of half my marketing works and half of it doesn't. I just don't know which half.
Right.
So that's the kind of thing with like the influencer marketing is a little bit difficult, but I think you got to be doing it. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. And the better you get at it, the more effective it's going to be over time. So.
Yeah. A cousin of this idea is I'm a big fan of expecting people that you spend money with to spend money with you.
Right.
And so like it's okay for you to somewhat expect your barber to hire your company and some of the competitors. You shouldn't make it this transactional thing, but it's okay to be like, hey, my insurance agent guy very well could be my client as well. It doesn't have to be one way.
Exactly.
And so I'm a big fan of in your local marketplace, utilizing, someone said, relationships result in revenue. And so whether it's a small community of old women playing bingo, like you said, or if it's an influencer, or if it's someone that you buy from a regular basis, I think that's fair.
That parlays into another point I'd like to bring up. It doesn't cost you anything, but find businesses that are doing similar, maybe not similar work, but because you don't want it could get weird with a competitor for sure. But say somebody is installing windows. Well, they probably see a lot of houses that are going to need a painter and vice versa. So like partner up with someone who does good work, maybe you're friendly with, and say, look, I'll promote your business if you promote mine when I'm doing these jobs. So you can have, it literally costs you nothing. You don't even have to discount. Just have the window installer say, hey, looks like you guys might be getting some paint soon. Here's my buddy, John. Give him a call. Tell him I sent you. He's happy to help you out. And then John will do the same thing on his end when he sees windows need work. So the owner appreciates it, because I'll tell you this, as a homeowner, it's hard to find a referral. And I just get on like WhatsApp with my buddies and I'm like, hey, anybody got like a good appliance guy? And it's like, nobody's going to be like, why'd you give me somebody's name? This made my life too easy. Like they can call them or not. But I think partnering out with other businesses that are going to be seeing the same kind of work can be really effective, and it's free.
Richard, this is a great conversation. I want to pause for a minute and talk about Jobber. Jobber can help you with your marketing. So it helps me with my marketing. Jobber's marketing tools and helps you send emails, and it helps you get 5-star reviews. And so you can send emails to your clients, past clients, inactive clients, upcoming clients, all within the Jobber platform. Really slick. And when a client pays their invoice, they immediately get prompted to leave a review. And so that's really powerful. Make your marketing better and stronger with Jobber. New users can get an exclusive discount at jobber.com/podcast deal, and start using Jobber to improve your marketing today. What else can you do in the community that you live in? What else can you?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I like is trying to become an authority on whatever it is you're doing. So like, be the voice of authority in the space. So if someone has a question, and this is it'll cost you a little bit of your time, but it also makes you better and it gives you a pulse on what the community is doing. So you could do this like through Twitter or Nextdoor or Facebook Marketplace or any kind of thing. And so if you're in like a forum and you see people asking a bunch of questions with your area expertise, and this one user is always answering the questions well, that could be you if you're an expert in the field. And it creates credibility for you, your business, and the opinions that you give. So it's almost like, I like to call it like, it's kind of taking the back door into your audience. So you're providing them with something, and it makes it easier to, promote yourself and your business when people see you're giving free advice and being helpful.
100%. Yeah. Another thing you can do in your community is donate your time to certain causes. You don't have to give money. You can, but we're talking about free stuff here today. So do you have any word on that at all? Yeah,
we do that. We do that all the time with like raffles and things. So we'll provide, like with the wall control business, we'll provide like a prepackaged, just a little kit to like give away and be raffled off for charities and things like that. And what we do is, it's hard, because what is really hard is you got to tell people no. If you go down this road, you're going to start getting a lot of requests. So early on, go ahead and draw some lines for what you're going to do, so you don't have to decide. Like, let the rules decide and not you. And I mean, not to say you can't deviate off of that, but you need something hard and fast. So like, what we typically do is we will participate in these causes, but it generally needs to come from within our company. So a charity that one of our employees is active in, if they come up to us and are like, hey, can we get a unit to auction off? That's usually going to be a yes, versus just like a cold email in like, hey, because there's literally countless honorable and great causes that you can do this for. So I think just put those guardrails in place, and then don't be afraid to like give it a shot and go. And the other thing too, it feels good. It helps out. It's good for business. It even feels weird saying that with charity, but it's like, the truth is it is, and it gets you in the community, and that's just as important as anything else.
Yeah. I'm also a big fan of contests. Local contests are usually free. Get and pay attention, because they come around. Sometimes you can miss them. But get voted for contests, and then you can be number one so-and-so in the city.
Very true.
Yeah, I also like parades. Parades are almost always free to enter.
Oh, yeah.
And you can get your whole team together on a Saturday morning, parade down the main way, throw candy out. Everyone sees your van. Everyone sees your company, your brand. And it's a good time. And also, it's a great way to get your brand out and eyeballs on your brand without costing anything.
Yeah, so. Great team building. Like, it's one of those things your employees are not going to forget. It is something that sticks with them and the community. So, and the parade organizers love the people who participate in the parade. So that goes a long ways.
They need that parade to be nice and long.
Exactly. So it can't be like, oh man, I just set my chair down. Where's everybody at? So.
Okay, so social media is free too. Social media is a big animal you got to figure out. So any tips on social media?
I do. I would say, so social media is difficult in the sense that there's so much stuff you can focus on now. You got, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, all these different channels. And so I would say, if you're a solopreneur or you have limited bandwidth, pick one and kind of go for it. But I would also say this, and I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on these ones with what I call a 24-hour feed cycle. So you post something on Instagram and it gets clicks and likes for 24 hours, but then it kind of falls through the feed. It's not searchable long-term. And so what I tell people if they have limited time is focus on evergreen content. So evergreen content is anything that's going to remain searchable. Backlinks are going to be in it, and it's something that you create today that will continue to last. So it's kind of like my analogy I tell brands I work with is posting on Instagram, it's kind of like mowing your grass. You kind of need to do it every week, but it's always kind of going to look the same. It's just, it's clear that you've done it, or it's clear that you've not done it. Whereas like posting on YouTube is more like planting a seed in your yard. You do it once, tomorrow it doesn't look much different, but in a year you could have a completely different landscape than you had the year before as that grows over time. So you could post a YouTube video today and then 6 months from now, it could get indexed well and get 100,000 views, and the backlinks that are in it, you could be getting tons of traffic to your website. So the big ones for that would be, YouTube's one, and then focusing on blog posts and just that evergreen content that's always going to be out there and searchable. Because you might have posted a killer Instagram post yesterday, but a year ago minus 1 day, no one has ever seen it. So it's like that's how you got to think about it. So be a little bit strategic in the social media you choose to invest your time in if your time is limited.
And you're a big AI guy.
Mm-hmm.
So give us some insights on how best use AI for social posts.
And this is actually perfect for like the Instagram kind of Twitter feed. Because another thing you want to do is you want to stop the scroll. So everybody's scrolling and they're seeing the same thing, but what is going to make someone like stop? And we have seen creative, fun AI images created with DALL-E. And again, this is free or absolutely next to free to do this. And you just prompt it. You can even upload a picture of yourself, prompt it like, hey, turn me into a cartoon and put me on a lawnmower cutting a yard. And what they give you is like almost breathtaking in the sense that it's so unique and like just a stunning image. And if you're someone scrolling Instagram and you see that, you're going to stop and look at it. As soon as you stop, the algorithm knows something you posted has engagement that people are interested in, and it's going to help your engagement in the long term. And it takes 2 seconds. It's super easy. So if you're short on time, I recommend using AI to create some social content that's fun, gets your audience going, gets a lot of comments, gets the scroll stopping, and it'll lead to further engagement in the future because you've told Instagram, Twitter, whatever X is these days, that your content gets people to stop the scroll.
And DALL-E is like AI for photos?
Yeah, DALL-E is basically, so if you go to, and another thing, everybody listening to this probably is somewhat familiar with AI, but specific instruction, if you go to like OpenAI and then you go up to the top right corner, there's like a try it for free kind of thing, I think. Click on that, and then you'll be in ChatGPT. And then on the left side there is DALL-E. DALL-E is their photo generator. So just click on that and just follow the prompt. So, but yeah, you can upload your image, or you don't even have to have an image. You could just type in what you want the prompt to be, and they'll create the image for you, and you just grab it and go.
Okay, awesome. Our listeners are suddenly, they're social media experts now. So what's the next thing? Affiliate partnerships.
Yes. Yeah. So affiliate programs are great because what you do is you turn that influencer network into your sales team, and so it doesn't cost you anything because you're only getting paid for conversion. So what we typically do, we have an actual software where it'll keep track of their links. And when I say we, I'm talking about Wall Control. And so that's a direct-to-consumer.com. It's a lot easier to track. You can also do this in the physical world with services, but it's a little bit more like you would need something on a customer intake form that said who referred them, which isn't a problem. That's not hard to do either. So, and basically what you do is you just pay out a percentage, whatever you're comfortable with, whatever your business can bear, to the influencer network, and the leads they generate, they get paid for. It's super easy. Nothing out of your pocket if it doesn't convert, but it incentivizes folks to refer you through that affiliate program.
A little tip on that. People often ask, what should the commission be? It should be whatever your marketing budget is. So if your marketing budget is 5% of revenue, then you should pay people 5% for leads. It's that simple.
I completely
5% of the average ticket.
Yep. Whatever you built into that, that's what that needs to be for sure. That's a really good one. One thing I'll say, a tip, especially for the direct to consumer folks out there, anybody who operates a website, you want to pay attention to, say you offer, what we'll do sometimes, we'll offer our influencer network their own branded discount code, which works really well. So it'd be like Adam10 for 10% off. So it's like personalized. But what sometimes will happen is these will end up on the Retail Me Not discount websites. And so someone will be on the checkout screen. They'll just Google like wall control discount code and they'll just grab the first one they see. So there's zero attribution to like who actually influenced them. And they don't know what, they don't know who Adam is. They just knew he had a 10% off code.
Yeah.
So we play a game of whack-a-mole with that, and we try to make sure that's not the case. And just, because it just ruins attribution. You don't know who influenced what. So if you go down that road, just keep an eye out for that. So if you see like a code popping off, don't be like, man, he's really doing a lot. Maybe do a quick Google for your brand discount code and see if you don't find it there.
This is a great thing for small business owners to do once they've delegated everything else. So once they've delegated sales, they've delegated marketing, they've delegated operations, and they're kind of sitting around like, what do I do now? I've delegated everything. They're maybe running a $2 million business. This is a great game to try to tackle is affiliate program because it's not easy to set up. It's a little complex.
It is. And
it takes a little time to get going.
Mm-hmm. And I will say too, like these, the affiliate side, these influencers, brand partners, they all have their own businesses too. So they're out, they're trying to make a living also. And you have to be conscious of that and you need to work with them on it. And so like everybody's going to kind of have their different needs and wants. And the one takeaway, just like we've been kind of hammering on about experimentation and don't be afraid to misstep, there's no hard and fast, this is the way you do it. Everybody's learning as they go. Everybody's trying to figure out what program works for their business and works best for their brand partners. So like, don't think you're doing it wrong or because you did it this way today, you can't do it that way tomorrow. Like just keep going with it and know that you're learning as you go, just like everybody else.
Yeah. You can always absorb small failures. Just don't fail big in the beginning. Test small.
Yeah.
Okay, word of mouth, of course.
Right.
We have to talk about word of mouth, referrals, all that kind of stuff. So how do you tackle that?
Yeah, referral programs are super helpful. So different than like an affiliate program. So an affiliate program to me is like you have someone of influence, promoting your brand. Mm-hmm. Referral are just like your happy customers who are telling their friends about your services. So the biggest thing with a referral program is making sure your customers know about it, constantly reminding them that there's a referral program in place. And so for us, it's really simple. It's like, and again, this is going to be different for every business, but it's a $20 referral. So if you refer a conversion, not traffic, a conversion, then you get $20, they get $20. And that's in the form of a discount. It's not like you just straight up giving $20. So again, nothing out of your pocket unless anything converts, and it's just discount off of business. And so that's what I would recommend, maybe starting there. And if you're in the service space and it's a little bit less, like it's easy to put a discount code online, but don't be afraid to, like, if you refer business, maybe a $20 gift card, Amazon gift card or something to that refer later down the road if you can't discount the service. But I mean, 99 times out of 100, you can discount the next invoice or make it to where it's not anything that you have to spend on.
Yeah, I like discounting on recurring services.
Yes.
So a client who's a recurring client of yours.
Exactly.
Just change their invoice next time. Put a little note on there.
And the big thing, the big thing is just awareness. You got to keep them aware. I would even put it like if you have a company truck, maybe put something on there about $20 referral, or on your website, something that's sticky that stays on the pages, because the biggest thing is your customers just don't remember that you have that program. And so you got to have it on every invoice, top right corner, refer a friend, $20 off your next invoice. And people see that every month.
Yeah. Okay, something you say that I like is don't necessarily think free, but rather think revenue share. Explain that.
I'm curious. So basically don't think free in the sense that it doesn't cost anything, because it would if it converts, and you're just sharing in the revenue. And sharing in the revenue could mean 1%, it could mean 10%, it could mean 20%, depending on what your business is able to absorb and what it's worth to you. So it doesn't cost you anything, but it's free in that sense, but it only pays out when you see that return. And I think in my mind, that's free advertising, because the advertising is happening for free. Mm-hmm. You only pay for it if it works.
Yeah. Well, my buddy Stuart is a master trader. He loves to trade services. So I just love when he'll say, hey, you see that billboard over there at the high school football field or something? He'll say, I'd never get a dime for it. But he exchanged his services for whoever was in charge of that billboard. And he's so good at it. And so he's really inspired me to think through, you don't necessarily have to pay for every single marketing channel. You could have a contact there and say, hey, what if we clean your gutters for the whole building? What if we cut your grass? What if we do this? What if we do that? And just exchange services. which is way less expensive.
Exactly. That's a great point too about like getting signage out there on like a billboard or something, because you see a lot of blank space, and find out whose it is and say, look, I see nothing's happening there. Would you be opposed to, until you have somebody else come by, can we put my sign on there and I'll pay you a commission as sales come in from it? You can get creative like that. So I think as you navigate the world and go about your day, just kind of look for these opportunities and these white blank spaces that you see, and see what you could think of creatively. So all the best marketing successes I've ever had have always come out of some sort of creative partnership like that. I'll give you one more example, going back to like the social media side of things. Years ago, we were kind of getting on Instagram, and it's a lot of work. I mean, everybody who's listening knows it takes even just a simple post, you're going to spend like 30 minutes are the words right? Should I tag this person? Should I put the location? Like all this stuff you think through. And so we had a partner that we worked with, a really close brand partner, influencer in the space, Lazy Guy DIY, Adam, if anybody wants to look him up. Another Adam.
Nice.
Good people.
Good name.
He was like, you guys should really like do more on Instagram. I'm like, well, would you want to like do it for us? And we'll work out some sort of a commission type situation. And so now I have an absolute pro running our wall control handle, and he's getting compensated to do it. So he's happy. It's helping his business. We're growing our audience. They're both in the same space. So we're able to work out with friends and stuff. He's able to get his buddies free product. And it's like a flywheel effect of synergy, So don't be afraid to think creatively like that. And the last thing I'll say too about like on the influencer side, try to find, if you're a brand or a business, try to find maybe one influencer that, and I say influencer is such a weird word these days, but try to find one brand partner with a little bit of reach who you're friendly with and knows your brand well, and just dive deep on that relationship. Maybe you can't pay everybody to do something, but maybe say, I'm going to pay that person. I'm going to give them a couple $100 for 3 months, put together some rough deliverable list and see how creative they can get and see how that goes. Because what you'll do is they'll help you in that community. They're the inside voice, and you're the brand or business. It's hard to have that inside voice with a brand hat on. And so you create that partnership and that long-term relationship. And me and Adam work together every single day. I was just emailing him this morning before I came down here. So it's, I would say try to identify a partner like that you can help grow each other over the long term.
Yeah. I want to give our listeners a couple bonuses, maybe some low cost ones. I know I'll kick it off with, I'm a huge fan of email marketing. Email marketing is basically free.
Yeah.
It's not quite free, but it's basically free.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, if you're not emailing your clients on a regular basis, you're losing money. What are some other tools that you could think of that are low cost?
Yeah, and I'll double down on that too. It's a must-have these days. And you're right, it's not free, but it's tiered, so it's like it's comparable. It's the value is there big time. So definitely make sure you do that. The other thing I'll say is make sure you do that well. Be careful what you send your customers. Only send them things that you would want to read that are of value.
Emails,
exactly. That's huge. One thing that's fun that I like a lot, going back to, it's in that same kind of Google Analytics vein, but there's a lot of platforms that you can use to kind of spy on your customers or your competitors' web traffic, search terms they're indexed for. So some examples are like SpyFu, SEMrush, SimilarWeb. Some of them are free. Like
interesting.
They have a
I don't know about this.
Oh, really? Oh, dude,
no.
this is, so even go take your own website when you get back home, go to SimilarWeb or SEMrush or SpyFu, type in your domain. It'll tell you your traffic, the keywords you're ranking for. It'll show you Venn diagrams of all your competitors and where they're overlapping, the keywords that they just ranked for, the ones they fell off from. And they all kind of work the same, and the pricing's different, but they all usually have a free version. So we'll use that just to kind of keep a pulse on the competitive landscape online, and also to get ideas, because like maybe a competitor came out with a new product and
they're crashing you on red traffic.
And that keyword got indexed and I don't know about it, so we'll use that, stay on top of that. And for some of them too, like I know SEMrush will have, there's a whole listing feature on there. So like Google businesses, Yahoo, yellowpages.com, all that. Basically, it'll syndicate your website listing to all like 100 different directories.
Yeah.
And so that's
all the same and matches.
Yeah,
right?
And that's all good because those are all backlinks, and backlinks are important as well. And it's an easy way to do it because you're not going to sit there and go enter your information on 100 different directories. You'd rather just do it that way. So that's one of those things, really low cost, but definitely worth the sweat it takes to do it yourself.
A little hack on that. That is marketing agency's favorite upsell is that service.
Yeah.
And they tend to charge a lot more than it really needs to be if you want to do it yourself. So just keep that in mind.
I see why, because they basically enter 4 fields and then they hit go and it
it's
does
so
all
juicy
the work.
for them. It's so juicy for them. And you can click those 4 buttons and do it yourself.
Exactly. So. Yeah. So I would recommend that. Like we said, those are the bonuses that might cost you $20 a month, maybe. And you can cancel it too. Like just give it a shot. But so it's not like it's hundreds of dollars a month.
Richard, this is a great conversation. I'm going to boil it down to 3 steps here. Number 1, use Google Analytics to see what people, your clients, are actually searching for, the term. So it might be landscaping instead of lawn care, that kind of stuff. And look for hyper-local neighborhoods and parts of your city. Don't just look at Chicago. Look at like the neighborhoods around you. That will give you an even better idea of what people are searching. Number 2 is influencer marketing, and not like famous people, but who in your community help your buyers make decisions? The head of the knitting club or the head of the HOA. All these people influence your clients, so you want to influence them. And number 3, join Facebook groups in your area. And so when someone has a question about my faucet's leaking or my lawn doesn't look good, you can position yourself as the authority and give them the information they need. And you can also say, hey, I'm a plumber, call me if you need help. But be the voice in those groups and be a resource for people, and then they'll trust you. Richard, thanks for being here. Really appreciate it.
It's been my pleasure, Adam.
How do people find out more about you?
So I'm Richard on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me at Mr. Wall Storage. You can also find me on my website. If you're a small business owner, need a little help or direction, happy to help you out, consultantsmallbusiness.com. And then you can also see our own house brands at wallcontrol.com and the things that we're doing there, kind of direct to consumer. And if you're a garage installer, let us know. We'd love to, get our product in your truck. You can help, upsell it to your customer anytime. So yeah.
Great. Cool.
Thanks
a lot
for
of
having
information here. Thanks for being here. I think you're making a big impact for your companies and people you coach. So keep up the impact you're having.
I appreciate it, Adam. Thank you.
And thank you for listening. I hope you heard something that will make your business more profitable and more efficient and get your marketing creative juices flowing. I'm Adam Sylvester, your host. You can find me at adamsylvester.com. Your team and your clients deserve your very best, so go give it to them.